thank you for joining Broadleaf's live demo webinar. Today we'll be hitting the highlights of daily jobs we see across typical manager, merchandiser, and marketer roles. Though we don't plan on getting into the underlying code, we do plan on addressing some technical questions along the way that were sent in with webinar registrations. If you do have additional questions during the presentation, please use the WebEx chat feature anytime during the presentation. You can send it to all presenters. Don't send it to just me. We've got other panelists as well that are looking at the questions while I go through the demo. As far as roles go, we'll start with a manager today who has full access to the entire Broadleaf admin, and start with ensuring that the users and associated roles within the Broadleaf admin are set up correctly. As a manager, we're then going to start into motion a new loyalty program for our business. We're going to use Broadleaf's custom fields to add new data to our customers. And then finally, after the team has made their changes, we'll review and approve the changes and schedule a deployment to the public website. When logged in as a merchandiser, we'll set up an offer good only for our new loyalty customers. When logged in as a marketer, we'll set up a homepage banner ad that's only shown to loyalty customers promoting that new offer. The demo environment that we're going to be using today is the same environment you can request and use yourself. You can sign up at www.broadleafcommerce.com/demo. Once you request a private demo environment of your own, we'll create one on our multi-tenant environment and email you instructions for login so you can start exploring on your own. And speaking of our multi-tenant environment, for those interested in deploying a multi-brand, multi-channel, multi-vendor, or multi-tenant environment of your own, you can view the webinar from a year ago this month on YouTube. For the direct URL, we've shortened it for you here using bit.ly, so you can go to bit.ly/1, lowercase l, uppercase y, uppercase b, lowercase e, 4. For those of you who asked for a multi-tenant overview, please refer to that webinar. And for those interested in multi-tenant features, please note that all of our Enterprise Edition features, including everything you'll see today, is included in the multi-tenant edition of Broadleaf. So, final housekeeping before we jump into the demo. A note for those who had questions around Broadleaf's business value and ability to integrate into other systems. Broadleaf starts at the top right, you can see there, with an open philosophy. We use Java and Spring at our core. We don't require application developers to know a proprietary system. We add to that, as you can see on the bottom right, best-in-class features, some of which you'll see today, and offer it all through, as you see on the bottom left, flexible licensing, ultimately allowing to, as you see on the top left, customize your solution in an affordable way. It means that if you have to integrate to something like a big, hairy ERP system that we don't have an out-of-the-box connector to, it's not a problem. You use what our tech guys call our hooks and endpoints to easily integrate. And if you want to customize Broadleaf's application itself, as long as you follow our extension patterns, you'll be well on your way, and it'll be much easier to upgrade. For those who further asked about how to integrate in particular, be sure to check out our online technical documentation. That's located at www.broadleafcommerce.com/docs. Again, broadleafcommerce.com/docs. Our online docs cover everything from setting up Broadleaf for the first time to extensions and integrations and even internationalization, otherwise known as I-18N. I know someone had a question about that. So let's get on to the demo, what you all came here for. After you receive, and let me go ahead and log out here, after you receive your private demo email and log in for the first time, you'll receive instructions to log in with the username and password. You'll notice that we put you right in the middle of the backend console, and we give you full admin privileges so you can see all of Broadleaf Enterprise Edition. You'll note the terms backend console or back office console or Broadleaf admin. those are all used interchangeably. So whenever someone talks about the console or the admin, this portion of Broadleaf is what they're referring to. You'll also notice that we have a single admin, whereas other companies force users to log into different back-end consoles for different purposes, say maybe one for product management or another for content management. Broadleaf allows users to manage all back-end management through a single admin and manage access to the Broadleaf admin through roles and permissions, which we'll get to here in a minute. Now, there's multiple ways to look at the front-end side for this demo, in other words, the public-facing store, but I'm going to show you an easy way to bookmark the front-end URL. All you have to do is simply remove the first backslash and everything after it after you log in. So when you refresh, you'll see the front-end hot sauce demo store that's yours to play with as you please. So over the past few years, we've seen people use this same store template as a base to power telecom, retail, IT, and even nonprofit storefronts. So now that we know the major two areas, again, the front-facing website and the back-facing admin, we're going to go back into the admin. You simply put /admin, like I just did, at the end of the URL string. So I'm going to assume first as an admin the role of a manager, and my first order of business is going to be setting up and making sure that my team's set up right for merchandiser and marketing team members with adequate access. So if I go down to the security section of the admin, you'll notice that I've got users and roles. And I'm going to go into roles within the security category, and you'll notice that I've already got marketing and merchandising roles set up. So as I go into the marketing role, you'll notice that I've got different permissions here. And there's maintain, which includes edit, as well as just view permissions based on different roles. If I add a permission here, it'll automatically add it. I want to make sure that this role can generate offer codes as well. So that permission for the marketing role is now added. I can also go in and delete any permission as well. Any users that have this role automatically get all those permissions granted. So if I go then into users, and I've got a marketer, and this would typically be a specific person. They've got the marketing role here. I can also add specific permissions to any individual user, right? So we already said that we added that to the marketing role. Let's go into this merchandiser and say, let's add the specific generating offer codes permission because my role for merchandiser was not able to generate offer codes. So we've set up our people now. And as a manager, again, what I want to do is actually create a loyalty program. And so, we've decided we want to create a loyalty program for our store. We want to use Broadleaf to create that loyalty program and roll it out to our customers. What we're going to do is actually go into settings and custom fields. This shows a bit of how you can customize Broadleaf to meet your needs. You can add a custom field here, and you can give it a target. That target can be anything from a product to a customer. We're going to actually have that as a customer. So we're going to add a database field to our customer, and we're just going to call it loyalty because it's going to be our loyalty program. So this loyalty program will be for our, again, customers, and it'll be a Boolean. We're just going to make it a yes or a no. They either are a loyal customer or they aren't. And we're going to show it in all of our rule builders as well as on our admin form. You don't need to worry about these fields for now. We could get into that if you've got specific questions. It didn't like the space, so I added an underscore. And we're going to go ahead and save this loyalty program. Now, I've got customers that have already registered via the front-end website. If you remember, again, we've got this hot sauce store that's public-facing. I'll go ahead and open it in a new tab at this point. And you've got customers that have come in and actually gone through the registration process and filled out their name and email They're now registered on the site. I'm going to go in and take a look at what those customers are. I go to customer care and customers, and I can see that there's a few customers here. As I go into those customers, I can now see that I've got this loyalty program that's there. And if I set a couple of customers to include loyalty, I'll set customer 1 to have loyalty and customer 2 to have loyalty. So those are both in my loyalty program. And I'll leave customer 3 to not have loyalty explicitly. So I now have 2 customers that are in my loyalty program, 1 that is not. Of course, setting all of those can be an update on the back end that your IT system does, or you can come in like I just did as a super user and set those customers as loyal. I'm going to log out at this point. I'm going to log out as the manager, and I'm going to log back in as one of the roles that I set up. So I set up a merchandiser with just the username merch. And so as I log in, you can see now that my role is merchandiser. You can see what site I'm actually working on. And the merchandiser doesn't have as much access as the admin does. They've got the ability to manage some things and view other things, but they don't have, for example, those customizations under settings that you saw at the bottom. So the merchandiser cannot go in this instance and set up anything like custom fields on their own. So the manager has asked the merchandiser to go in and set up this new loyalty customer as a, say, 20% off shirts offer. Well, I've already got a 20% shirt offer set up under pricing, offers, and shirt special. Again, what we want this special to be, though, is only for loyalty customers. And so we've already said, hey, there's a shirt special that's on a specific order item that is a percent off. We've set it to 20% off, and we've set a date range. For this 20% off, we want to target specific customers, and we want to match customers that have this new loyalty flag. So you'll notice that this is part of that admin rule builder. When it said, do you want it to be, when we were setting up the customer field as a manager, and it asked, do you want this on rule builders, do you want this on admin forms? This is showing up in this admin form rule builder. We want customer loyalty to be equal to true because we only want customers who are loyal customers to get the 20% off shirts offer. And we want to save this. So I've now made a change, but I haven't yet promoted it to a production environment. So I can actually go through at this point and look at my site updates. Site updates are any changes that you've made, and you can notice that I'm in my own sandbox environment. You can actually go in and create your own sandboxes. So let's say you have winter, summer, spring, and fall sandboxes. You can go and make changes to each of those environments and schedule those deployments separately. For purposes of this, though, I'm going to go in and look at the changes that I have right now to create this loyal custom offer. I know what I just put together. It was an offer for shirt specials for loyal customers, and so I'm going to go ahead and promote it. I'm going to promote this item. There was only one item as a merchandiser that I'm looking to promote, and so I'm going to put a note with it that just says, changed 20% off shirt offer to only be for loyalty customers, if I can type. So I promote that change, and I see that that's now a pending approval for my manager to approve. I can always go back and retrieve that if I later realize that something was done in error. But for now, it's sitting in my manager's approval section of their admin. So I've made my changes as a merchandiser. I'm now going to log out. And I'm going to log in next as the marketer. So again, the marketer we've set up with different ability than the merchandiser has because, of course, a marketer is going to do more of the promotion from a content perspective of the items that the marketer sets up. So as I go into content and we talk about content management and targeting within Broadleaf, you'll notice that I've got this shirt special 20% off all shirts. I've preset this up where, say, a design team already gave me a banner ad to put on the home page, 20% off all shirts while they last. It already has a target URL, so it already goes to the merchandise page, which is where all of the shirts happen to be in our hot sauce store once again. And it replaces a widget. That widget is known as our homepage banner ad. What we're going to change here is just say it's a loyalty shirt special, just to be clear. Save. And that's the content item. Now we're going to go into the target. We have no content targeters. A content targeter simply means you're taking a piece of content from your website and putting it against a specific rule. We're going to add a content targeter. So we're going to take this loyalty shirt special, 20% off all shirts. I'm just going to call it a loyalty shirt special. Call the description the same thing, but you certainly could change it. And we can determine when it's going to be active. So you can choose this down to the second when it starts and finishes. If you're running a Flash website, you might want Flash web sales to be marketed at the same time as the offers are valid, and you might want them down to the second. You can actually schedule it down to the second. For all intents and purposes, I want it now, so I'm just going to schedule it for now. I'm not going to have a time rule on it, but I do want to target specific customers. I want to target customers where loyalty is equal to true. So again, I want the homepage banner ad to show a shirt special when the customer, a loyal customer, is logged in. So what's my targeting action? I want to show an alternate content item. We already talked about a content item being the homepage banner ad. I want to actually take the homepage banner ad. So you'll notice here a content zone that my design team has set up on the front end website is homepage banner ad zone. And I want to target this loyalty shirt special that I just edited to be the new content item. I'm going to save that. And now I've got the ability to go into, again, as a marketer, my changes, and I can promote all of my changes with a loyalty shirt special. Here's the content item targeted to loyal customers. You requested and promote it. I've now got my entire promotion awaiting, again, my manager to approve it. So what have we done? Again, we've walked through as a merchandiser and created a new offer for loyal customers, and then logged in as a marketer and created content to promote that new item for loyal customers. I'm going to log out at this point and log back in as the admin, which is my manager. So as the admin, I can look in my site updates and see that I've actually got some approvals awaiting approval. One is the update of the offer for the shirt special, and I can see the details here, what the change is. I can see that they changed the 20% off shirt offer to be only loyalty customers. And I can actually preview it on the site from here. We're going to wait to preview it. I'm going to go ahead and approve this. I'm going to deploy it immediately. I'm not going to put any notes on it. I can always schedule my deployment with a specific time, again, down to the second. But I'm going to go ahead and deploy it immediately. So I approve that. I next go in and I can view details to this loyalty shirt special. I can see that two things were changed. There was a shirt special to 20% off all shirts. It just called it something new. It called it loyalty shirt special. I'm fine with that. I can also see this content targeter. I can see that the homepage banner ad zone is going to be displayed. And I can actually split these if I want to accept one item and reject the other. or I can approve them both together. For purposes of this demo, I'm going to go ahead and approve both. Again, I'm going to deploy these immediately. And so I can see that all of these items are deployed. Now I want to go in, though, and see if what we set up works. This is where you start to see some of the customer admin features of Broadleaf that I know we had some questions on. You can actually go into the customer care section and look at customers. And remember, I set up customer 1 and 2 to be loyal customers. Customer 3, I did not set up to be a loyalty customer. From the Broadleaf admin, I can actually browse the site as this customer. And so if I click on that, go to site as customer, you can see that I'm logged in as this guest customer. And the homepage banner ad is a buy one, get one banner ad. That's a default template that my team set up for the homepage banner ad. But if I go back in and I want to take a look at the site based on a loyalty customer, then I can actually go to the site as this customer as well. You'll notice that I'm working with customer 1, who's a registered customer, and they have a different homepage banner ad. They have the right banner ad that I expected, 20% off all shirts while they last. So again, you've got customer 3 that's not a loyal customer that has the default buy one, get one. You now have customer 1 that is a loyal customer with the shirt special. We're going to go ahead and check out a shirt with both of these and make sure that that works. Customer 1's just going to get a black large and go ahead and add it to their cart. Go to the cart and I can see my savings. I've got the 20% off for the loyal customer. I'm going to now clear that customer out, and I'm going to exit my CSR mode to make sure that the cache is clear. Go to the site as customer 3, who's, again, not the loyal customer. Go back to merchandise, buy a women's medium shirt, look at my cart, and you'll notice that I don't have any savings there because I'm not a loyal customer. Now, the other thing that you'll notice on this checkout that's a little bit different, because I am a CSR in this mode, or an admin, I'm able to actually edit the price. You can set bounds on this, but you can allow your CSRs to override a price. So if you're doing something like price matching and a customer is talking to a CSR on the phone, they can browse the site as the customer and price match. You can actually update the quantity as well on behalf of the customer or remove quantities. So you can send a customer through a CSR process on the phone with them. Now, that's a brief overview of the Broadleaf admin. I know I only wanted to take a half hour of everyone's time with the actual demo. There's a lot more that you can play with yourself. Again, we encourage you to go through and play with the admin, set up your own users. I should note that all of this is on, again, a multi-tenant infrastructure, so we've got over 3,000 live demos on a single server, or private demos on a single server. You can sign up at any time at broadleafcommerce.com/demo. But we did have a lot of questions about what are the features coming out. We had some questions about when is the admin interface going to change. And so I wanted to give you a little bit of a preview on the new Broadleaf admin. We're currently in development. We're working through a lot of the style guides that our creative team has put together, and we're now integrating it into the admin entirely. That's all that I had today for the live demo walkthrough. Again, we offer that you could try it up yourself at broadleafcommerce.com/demo, and certainly let us know if you've got any questions. Outside of any sales questions that can go to sales@broadleafcommerce.com, you can also send us any kind of questions at info@broadleafcommerce.com. And we will reply as best we can. The only other question that I had was around changing out language. And the answer there is yes, you could change out language. You can even change out pricing from an internationalization perspective. So you can go in and change out the content. I've got one other question about price lists, and I actually do have a price list, I believe, set up in my environment. So let's see here. If I go to my customers, I believe customer 3 has an explicit yes. Customer 3 I've actually set up with to have the British pound price list. Of course, if you're a B2B entity and you've got different contracts with different people, then they can have their own prices for products or price lists, and that price list might be, certain percent off or anything like that. For this demo purposes, we've got different price lists based on different geographies. And so I've set up customer 3 as the British pound price list, whereas customers 1 and 2 don't have any price lists, and so they default to US dollars. So that answers the price list question. Okay, I've got no further questions, so we're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much again for your time. Please feel free to reach out to us at any time. We'd love to hear from you via our 800 number, via sales@broadleafcommerce.com, or you can reach us on broadleafcommerce.com/contact.